Welcome back to the lovely channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Today we got an interesting video lined up for you guys. We're gonna do a Star Wars tier list. Yeah.
Star Wars has been around for about 50-ish to 60-ish years, right? Your time, buddy.
Our.
No, our. Hey, we've been fans of Star Wars for a while.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
childhood
a long
thing.
time, yeah.
Grew up with it, enjoy it for the most part. There's some stinkers, there's some good ones.
So we have 9 movies today and 2 extra movies, that being Rogue One and Solo, a Star Wars film.
Yes.
We also have little quirky ranking system. So we have Black Fit Luke Skywalker, which is S tier. That's his hardest fit. Revenge of the Sith Anakin, Grogu B tier, Babu Freak as C tier, and finally D tier, Sebulba.
Before we start the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It always helps us.
Comment if you agree, disagree on any of our videos, and recommendations. If there's any videos that you would like to see,
Of course.
we're always open to ideas.
Yes.
If you don't, Babu Freak will call your phone at 3 a.m.
Do something big doo-doo this time.
I think it's been probably 2 years or a year and a half since I've seen this movie, but I've come around to it a little bit. It's not by any means an S tier. It's no Black Fit Luke Skywalker. It's more favorable, I'd say. Also, just want to address something really quick. In that short that we uploaded, I wasn't talking about the overall politics of episode 1 and how the trade blockade is amazing. I was more so talking about the politics of the Jedi Council and the bureaucracy that goes through it, something that you don't see in the sequel trilogy and the OG trilogy, because now you're seeing the Jedi Council and how they move and operate. That's what I was referring to. I like that aspect of it. I like that, hey, there was a Jedi Order, this is how they operated, and as we later know now in episode 3 and 2, it's not always the right way because of bureaucracy, how they kind of stray away from the actual Force and the light side of using the Force.
That's a good view on it. For me, stinky CGI, bad acting.
Kind of stuck between Babu Freak and Grogu.
What are your redeeming qualities? Like, you like the political aspects. You obviously are probably enjoying the Darth Maul fight. Like, what else?
The pod racing scenes are pretty cool. I like Liam Neeson's character as a whole. I could definitely see that being an underrated favorite character in the Star Wars universe. He is pretty good.
But you gotta think about it. This is the first movie after Return of the Jedi.
Right.
After a long wait, what, 20-ish years before they made another Star Wars, and they did, and this is what came out of it?
Yeah, but it doesn't get good until the third one, but
then it ends.
Yeah, we'll get there. I think to keep continuity, I'll keep it at Babu Freak, and maybe towards the end,
Grogu.
Yeah, I'll keep it at Grogu, and maybe we'll swap it around. Or
Okay.
We can do that. We can do that.
Fair take. You give it a B. I'm gonna be honest.
Give it a Sebulba. Oh,
no. Yeah, just kidding, buddy. No, I'm going with a Sebulba for me. I have no desire to ever go back and watch this movie. It doesn't do anything to me or for me. It doesn't move me.
It doesn't do anything to me.
What is that? BDSM? I'm gonna give the movie that includes Sebulba a Sebulba.
Oh, Sebulbaception.
Do something big doo-doo this time.
Episode 2. Now, this one we definitely talked about, or you talked about it, you defended it. You loved this movie.
No, I don't say I love this movie.
You didn't love it, but I think this was just very boring. I understand what they're trying to do, trying to make Anakin kind of grow into angsty. He is in his teen years. I think that's what kind of drops the ball a little bit on this. Their biggest thing is that third act. The third act of having a shit ton of Jedi and then, you know, fighting those alien-looking things in Geonosia, I think.
Now compare that scene to Dune 2's final fight. Be realistic.
It's better. Dune 2 is better. What kind of take is that? Dune 2 or Attack of the Clones?
Now there's a debate to be had. It's not a good debate, but there is a debate to be had.
Right, Soups, calm down. The best thing that this movie has for it is its poster.
The poster's hard.
I'll give you that. But
what would be your pose if you did a Star Wars poster? You know what mine be?
That's Anakin's pose. You can't.
Because I'm Anakin.
You're not Anakin.
It's bad. I said this already. It is bad. Now I know what people are already saying. So how is it better than Phantom Menace? I don't know. I think I like it better than Phantom Menace, like for simple reasons that I've stated before. Hayden Christensen's in it. I enjoy watching Hayden Christensen in that role, even if it's not written good or if it's not even really anything to it. Like I said, there's a little bit of chemistry that works between him and Natalie Portman. That's like, okay.
Yeah, there's some, you know, like chemistry there.
Yeah.
I think Obi-Wan definitely acts a little bit more like a father figure in this one.
Yeah.
Because he is obviously Anakin's master and was training him to be still like a Padawan. He also looks the most like Jesus in this one.
He does look like Jesus.
Yes. I think me personally, this is getting a big Babu Freak.
That's not that bad. I'm surprised you didn't put it as Sebulba. For me, I'll have to keep
I'm gonna give it an A.
Yeah, for now, I'm just gonna leave it at a Babu Freak. I do think it's better than Phantom Menace, even if it's very, very slightly. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's below average, but I didn't hate it on rewatch.
Do something big doo-doo this time.
No, the younglings, Anakin. Get it?
No one ever says that. No one ever says that. That's not an actual dialogue.
Revenge of the Sith. So the third movie in the trilogy, the prequel trilogy. I would say this is my personal favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both agreed on that this is
sure.
our personal favorite. Yeah, I think this definitely encapsulates what Star Wars is. The story's really good. I think some of the other movies do have and balance the theme of tragedy, but seeing and witnessing it, you feel it when they execute Order 66. Granted, it's a bunch of characters we haven't really been introduced, but it is sad just seeing them get massacred like that.
Yeah,
so
it's
you do feel that. I think there are some moments like that throughout the whole Star Wars universe and moments, but I think that's a very emotional moment. I also do like the ending of it, not obviously because of the big fight, but the actual ending, like right before the credits start rolling, where Obi-Wan gives Luke to his like aunt and uncle on Tatooine. They're both standing there doing the same pose in No Way Home. No Way Home. Yeah, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, I think I thought for a loop. What universe we in?
In A New Hope, where Luke's looking at the two suns in Tatooine. It ends like that.
Badass.
A nice homage to it. I love that. So I think for me, I'm gonna go with black fit Luke Skywalker.
Okay, so he gives it a black fit. Not bad.
Good one, yeah.
Being younger and the age range we are, this was like one of the first movies I saw in the theater that felt like a spectacle. Like it was like, damn, like that beginning sequence when he like does take fucking Count Dooku's head off. I remember watching that as like, damn, this is badass. Like that's the first movie I saw. I was like, this is badass.
Even thinking about it, I think this has the best opening of any Star Wars movie. I think it has the biggest opening.
It feels like a blockbuster.
Yeah, in terms of like, hey, you just see two little ships, which they're Jedi interceptors. They're amazing. I like Anakin's a little bit more. But they're just flying. Yeah, they're just chilling, and then they cut through the corner of the big ship, and then boom, it's just a space battlefield. They're just,
picking up Clone Wars and all that.
Just shooting everything. I think this one has the best opening to it.
For sure.
I think you also do get a lot of quotable moments from this one. You get, this is where the fun begins. You get the famous, hello there.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. Or like, you were the chosen one. That little clip got famous on TikTok, Reels, Shorts, everything. You know?
I think this is obviously Hayden Christensen's best performance
as
Anakin.
Big time.
I think the prequel trilogy is obviously what George Lucas wanted to make, but this is the movie I think he really wanted to make.
This is where he tapped in. This is where he captured that lightning in the bottle and said, hey, I'm back. And the dark days came.
Yeah, well, yeah.
No one liked this movie when it first came out, which pushed him to sell to the mouse.
Yeah, it's a mouse. His grubby little hands.
His grubby little hands.
This is one of few S tier Star Wars movies for me. This is a black fit Luke.
Back to back.
Do something big doo-doo this time.
Okay, so moving on to A New Hope, or as it was originally known as...
Kiss My Sister.
I have a lot of respect for this movie. Without this movie, we wouldn't be here.
For sure. This is the OG.
It made an amazing impact on the pop culture that we know today. That being said, though, we do have to address it that it is a little slow. It's a project of its time. For what it does, introducing a bunch of people to a new world, that being Star Wars, I think it does an amazing job. I mean, with this, we probably are the reason why we are into Star Wars because of this movie. This was the originator. I do cherish this movie. I don't often go back to rewatch it just because I've seen this movie so many times. I almost know beat for beat what happens. It is a good movie.
Yeah. It is slow.
It's a slow. I think that's slow, the biggest thing. It's slow.
I think what it captures the best is kind of like Luke's innocence. Like him just kind of being a kid, and then is this not the movie his aunt and uncle get killed? Yeah. So him having that little like it's a quick, I wouldn't say a quick, it happens. Him kind of being innocent, being like, what is my purpose in all this? Who is this person?
Oh yeah, I want to be something better than just a farm boy.
Exactly, yeah. And then like going through that tragedy that Anakin also went through. No one knew at this time what this would have been. Like there is that story that we heard not too long ago. George Lucas was working down the street from when this movie premiered, and like he was editing the next ones or just working on the next ones, and then he walks down the street and he sees like it's busy, it's packed. Like wow, people actually came out to see this. Like this is a really geeky movie if you think about it. In the 70s, like this is some nerd shit, but for it to resonate with so many people and the impact it has alone makes this a really good Star Wars movie.
For me, I'm gonna put it at an A tier. Even thinking about it, there's not even a lot of lightsaber fights. There's that fight with Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, and that's about it, right?
Yeah, whenever Obi-Wan dies,
then that and the destruction of the Death Star, pretty cool. But you do get introduced to a good supporting cast. You got Princess Leia, Han Solo, the scoundrel himself, Chewbacca, R2-D2, C-3PO. So they're just building this nexus of good supporting cast that supports the movie as we see.
We're friends, so we're gonna have a lot.
We like Star Wars.
No, I'm just saying. No, we're probably gonna have a lot of the same takes because I also do believe it is a Revenge of the Sith Anakin. It's an A.
Yeah, that's 3 for 3 right now.
Yeah, so I don't think it's perfect. I think he hits his stride next, but for what it is, this is like a good movie. It's a great movie, impactful, fucking legendary. I really do like it. I would have to say off bat, the weakest in the trilogy of this Empire and Return. I think this is the weakest, but that's my take. So I'm gonna put it A as well. Yeah, A. Long-winded way of saying A.
Do something big doo-doo this time.
No. I am your father. Moving on to Empire Strikes Back. The sequel to A New Hope. This one had, at the time, the biggest reveal in Star Wars, or maybe at the time, probably in terms of media.
Cinema.
Finding out that Darth Vader was, or is, Luke Skywalker's father.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever gotten these videos where it's like theater reaction of Empire Strikes Back in
from the 80s, 70s.
I doubt that. I very much doubt that, but it's still relevant. You know? I remember even I think the Fine Bros did a reaction of people reacting to Darth Vader coming out as his dad. You know,
the Fine Bros. What a pull! What a rare pull! How many times that scene has been referenced by other media? This is a famous. Like, this is a movie. Like, everyone knows this movie.
The Family Guy Star Wars little movies or episodes and the Robot Chicken Star Wars are probably like my two favorite things that come out of like Star Wars.
I like the Family Guy.
I do like those.
But let's talk about Empire.
They change it up with a new set. They go to the planet Hoth. Frozen tundra of a place. You get the implementation of the AT-ATs, or some geeks call it that. Yeah, you get the AT-ATs. You get new little ships, which are the little like snow little hovering things that they used to tie around on the AT-AT and it falls over. I do like even seeing Darth Vader in that, you know, the black versus contrasting with the white. Amazing. You get the introduction of Yoda for the first time.
Goat.
Puppeteer, pretty cool. He's acting very goofy because he's been desolate here in Dagobah. I also do like what Yoda was trying to do and more so teach Luke a little bit more about the Force now since Obi-Wan's gone. He's just a Force ghost. I think the bounty hunters are introduced. You get Boba Fett in this one, no?
Is that this one or is it the next?
So it is this one. Yeah, you get introduced to Boba Fett and a bunch of other rogue bounty hunters, and that's where Darth Vader says, no disintegration. There's a theory saying that Boba Fett was the one that incinerated Luke's aunt and uncle because that's why he says no disintegration, which is a crazy theory. You also get Bosk.
It's crazy how many characters come out of Star Wars that are in like one or two movies and like for a limited amount of screen time but become so popular. Like, it's crazy. That's just the impact of the movies. This movie for me, I think from start to finish, there's not a boring part to it. I think it's all entertaining. It hooks you in. Even from the beginning in Hoth, whenever Luke has to go inside the fucking Tauntaun, right?
Oh, true.
He has to cut inside of it and go to survive. Like,
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
This is Harrison Ford's best movie as Han Solo.
I agree.
Yeah, I like the relationship him and Leia form.
You get the classic I love you. I know. I think for me it's the same thing. I've seen this movie a lot that I haven't rewatched it, but it is good. When I do watch it, I'll always love it. So for me, I am going to put it at a black fit. A black fit as well. So that's 2 so far.
I too will put it at black fit Luke. S tier.
Nice.
2 S tier Star Wars movies from the both of us. I mean, Empire is the safest take you can have.
Yeah.
That's the safest take you can have with a Star Wars, like the best Star Wars movie. I also think like Empire has like the best ending to a movie. Like the second movie in the trilogy, and you end on a very somber note where the heroes have lost.
Yeah, well, the hero got his like arm cut off, and he just found out that Darth Vader is his dad, and he tries to reach out to him through the Force, and Darth Vader says, "Oh, come join me." He's like, "No, I'm not going to join you." Yeah, and he's just sadly hanging on to holding Leia, looking at the galaxy, and also they did lose. Han Solo gets taken to Jabba. It's very somber, no, but I think that's one of the few things. I'm not sure if that has a name to it, but for instance, like Infinity War, when they ended off at a somber take, I think that's what made it really good as a movie.
Yeah, you walk out the theater like, what?
Obviously, we know they're gonna fix it somehow, but it's more so how they're gonna fix it, and do they stick the landing?
Do something big doo-doo this time.
So, Return of the Jedi,
Return of the Jedi.
Originally concept to be titled Revenge of the Jedi, but as we know, revenge is not the Jedi way.
Okay. Okay.
This one, for me, has moments of slowness compared to A New Hope. There are moments where I
That's
think
a great comparison.
I think it drags on a little bit.
Yep.
You do get the hardest fit of Luke. You get the black suit.
What?
And he reappears on that in the last episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian, which
Badass.
even then, that alone is peak. But that's the first time that you really see Luke actually dominating the Force and being more in tune with it. Especially when he goes to the Jabba's palace and there's those 2 pig officers the security guards, and he just
ugly fucks.
He just chokes them and he just walks through with them. You do get Endor. That's kind of cool. It's a cool little set piece. You get the introduction of Ewoks.
There's a couple of points I wanted to hit on. For one, it's kind of slow. It reminds you of A New Hope, right? I feel like this movie is a mix of Empire and A New Hope, and it's like a 50-50 split for me, where it's like you get the high of highs from Empire in this movie, and you get some of the lows from New Hope. This movie is also very iconic, if not probably one of the more iconic ones anyways, but this for me is up there with like Revenge of the Sith of like a good intro. I really like the intro of this. You thinking it's Luke going to save Han, but it's kind of like a fake out.
Yeah,
it's Leia.
Leia saves him.
Yeah,
it's nice.
I think it's a really good thing. You don't see Luke for a few minutes into the movie. Leia saving Han was a cool thing. The whole thing when Luke gets dropped in the...
He does fight the Rancor, which is kind of cool. He just throws rocks at it.
Yeah.
And it just he kills him, actually, because the gate kind of slams his fucking head.
I think this is the funniest one out of the 3.
I think so.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of funny moments, especially involving the Ewoks, but I really like how the arc happens of like Darth Vader.
I was going to mention that the fight with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker while the Emperor watches, he's trying to kind of goading him into becoming the dark side, giving into that, the hatred, the anger to become his new apprentice by killing Darth Vader. That realization of, hey, my son's getting electrocuted by the Emperor. I have to do something. Kind of bringing back and proving that he is the chosen one by bringing balance to the Force, which I guess he does, but for a little, for maybe 10 years, and then the new sequel trilogy happens. You also do get to finally see what the Emperor is capable of with the lightning. It's not just a menacing guy. You realize why they call him the Emperor, because of the power that he does possess. Overall, I think if there was a tier between S and A, I'd probably put this, but I'll give it an A.
Yeah, same thing, same opinion. I'm gonna be honest, just a good movie. Nothing crazy. I think it's a great conclusion for like the trilogy. So
I do like the last scene is just all of them by the bonfire, and then it just closes.
And it's even better with the updated version that shows Hayden Christensen.
Like that.
That's dope. I'm gonna go 8. Revenge of the Sith Anakin for me.
Do something big doo-doo this time.
The trailer for it, I don't remember if it's the first trailer or the second trailer, but it ends off with Harrison Ford and Chewbacca and says, Chewie, we're home. I remember seeing that. I got teared up. That was pretty crazy.
That was good.
Seeing fucking Harrison Ford back at it again. We're fucking back.
That was at the time when I first got into watching people react to trailers, and everyone was reacting.
Everyone was reacting to it.
It was crazy.
It has some cool moments. I would say it has some cool moments. Has some good set pieces. J.J. Abrams directed it. So before this, I don't think I ever saw a Star Wars movie in theaters.
I saw Revenge of the Sith.
To be back at it at a momentous moment where they come back and basically Star Wars is fucking back
and unlimited money. Like Disney was gonna give them money. You didn't have to worry about shitty CGI necessarily. You didn't have to worry about... I know at this time, people really probably still weren't big fans of George Lucas. Like, oh man, he kind of fucked it up. I'm sure a lot of people were happy. Like, okay, let's see what it's like in other people's hands with this material. Like, what can you do with it?
Let's address it. It is almost a carbon copy of A New Hope.
Yeah.
I think they were playing it very safe of, hey, let's introduce a new character who just so happens to be in a sand planet, is a scavenger. She's trying to find her place in the universe of all this. And then some stuff happens, gets the call to action, if you will, gets into it. She gets introduced to the Force, and you go from there, right? We all know the story. Get implementations of new characters. Adam Driver, I do like his little cross-wield, well, not cross-wield, but his little lightsaber.
Like a sword, it's dope.
It's pretty badass, very unique. I do like how even when it turns on, it's almost fragmented. There's theories saying that because the kyber crystal is cracked, that's why it needs those 2 little edge things. So that's kind of cool.
Dope. He was and still is my favorite character in this trilogy. I think Finn is a fine character. I think Rey is a fine character, but
I think, Oscar Isaac's character, I don't know his name. He's pretty good. I remember
Poe Dameron.
Yeah, Poe Dameron. Yeah. So going back to the Kylo Ren when he stopped the laser beam, that was pretty sick. That was menacing. Yeah. I just think with this one they could have drawn out a little bit more of Finn having that revelation of, hey, what we're doing is bad. For us, the audience watching it, it really just felt as if he just saw a bunch of clone troopers murdering people and says that's it.
When it comes down to The Force Awakens, I think it's a fine movie. Once again, I may sound like a broken record by saying some of these movies are just fine.
For me, at least, I am going to give it an A. Yeah,
wow.
I don't think it's to the point of S. It's not a Hut classic.
You putting an A as in the same tier as A New Hope and it being almost a carbon copy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It just doesn't hit what A New Hope hit for me. So for me, I'm gonna go a B, a Grogu.
Grogu, okay.
Grogu, yeah.
Nice.
Do something big doo-doo this time.
Star Wars.
Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. Directed by Rian Johnson. I went and saw Last Jedi midnight. Yeah, it was an experience. I walked out of that theater not feeling anything. I get it. People walked out of this very upset or very happy that like, hey, this is a new take. I really enjoyed it. I love what they did with the characters. Like you said, after Force Awakens, they could have done anything. And this is what was chosen. And a lot of people like it and a lot of people don't. For me, I didn't feel anything. I definitely scratched my head at some parts. I was like, okay, I don't think I care enough about these characters to be like, damn, that bothered me a lot. Obviously, I like Luke Skywalker. I was just like, okay.
Well, I remember there was a big petition to get this movie reworked or have it not be canon, which I agree. I think there are some bold choices that they make with Luke's character. Even Mark Hamill has made a bunch of interviews saying that he's not happy on where Luke's character went. The hypocrisy of the Jedi. I do like when he's more so reflecting on the Jedi Council, how because of the Jedi's inability to really see and stop to just really focus on the Force, how they let Darth Sidious in, destroy their whole council, and are in the situation that they found themselves in.
Yeah.
And because of Darth Vader and all that, it's just more so him critiquing the Jedi culture and why they were wrong. I do like the little cameo that Yoda makes. I'll give him that. That's a positive note. I like seeing Yoda and Luke interact, especially after all this time of, hey, you choose now to finally come back when the Jedi sacred texts were on fire.
Yeah. I think Rey and Kylo's relationship was starting to get interesting. Like, you're like, okay.
I think this is where they kind of have that romantic tension of it. You also get the funny scene where the last scene where they have those bigger AT-ATs and Luke Skywalker just shows up.
That planet in general was pretty dope.
The planet cool. That was a nice sequence, but how Luke Skywalker goes out, pretty cool. I like that. I even like when he finally gives into the Force, you almost see the two sons. Nice little callback. I think there's almost three plots, right?
Yeah.
We have the main plot of Rey and training with Luke. You have the whole plot, which I guess is the B plot of the rebels trying to escape that little chase with the new Empire and the rebels are trying to escape, which then turns into another subplot of Rose and Finn at the casino planet and talking about how capitalism is bad. I think it's a nice message, but how they go about it is a little bit boring, and then they have a chase sequence with the animals there to make it a little cutesy.
If we're getting into negatives, like, is this the movie that like completely throws Captain Phasma to the side, or is that Force Awakens?
I think she shows up a little bit on here. She was played by this one actress from Game of Thrones, which you haven't seen her yet, but she's really cool. Brienne of Tarth. Yeah, people thought that she was going to be the next Boba Fett because of how they were presenting her, how intimidating she looks.
They made toys about her.
They make toys about anything. Babu Freak toy.
Oh, hell yeah. This has to be the most controversial Star Wars movie ever, right? Like, this is like the most polarizing.
Yeah, this one and the Phantom Menace, I'd say. Yeah. Oh, this is tough. I think I am going to give it probably a C. But I could also see it at a D. I don't know, yeah.
Woo, people not gonna like that. People not gonna like that.
I'll do a D.
Damn, so Boba for the Last Jedi.
Boba for the Last Jedi.
He struck again.
But it's crazy. I mean, even this poster, pretty badass.
It's so cool. I like the red.
I like that, yeah. I like the red.
For me, I'll have to go with a smooth little Saboba.
Do something big doo-doo this time.
Yeah, episode 9, Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
So this is the conclusion to it all.
Yeah.
I don't think it sticks the landing for me, quite frankly.
Oh my god!
Truth be told, I've seen this movie twice. Twice in theaters, but I haven't.
We saw it opening night.
I haven't gone back to rewatch it. Yeah. Just because it didn't seem like a satisfying conclusion. The craziest thing is somehow Palpatine has returned. Oh, brother!
Yeah.
Like, whoa! We couldn't think of anything new. We had
No.
to bring back Palpatine.
No.
And also, how they never explain that. They never explain it. His body was thrown into the Death Star that exploded.
Yeah.
How is he back? How is he back?
He's got some missing meat on his fingers. He's fine.
He's stuck to a chair.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. They make clones of him. He's okay.
Yeah, you're not far off. Yeah, that's. I think that's pretty much what happened.
This movie stinks. Last Jedi at least tries to do something.
Tries to be a little
fails.
different, yeah.
It fails for me, but it tries. The Rise of Skywalker, from what I remember from this movie, the best part about it, there's two good parts. I'm gonna be realistic and non-realistic. Realistically, I really like the part where Kylo Ren kind of taps into like, I'm about to save the movie. Like, I like that. And the other part that I think is really cool is Babu Freak. That's about it. That's all this movie had. They went into panic mode. They thought Rian Johnson fucked this movie up.
Yeah.
No one's happy. Okay, J.J. Abrams, we need
He's
you back.
into it.
We need you back. We have to bring back a character everyone loves. Okay, Palpatine, boom. Lando, boom.
I forgot Lando.
They fly now?
They fly now? They fly now!
They fly now. I hate that.
Like the horses on the ship, and it's like Palpatine has a big army that he's been waiting on forever. Like
They don't know this. There is a cool scene where Rey's fighting somebody and Kylo Ren is fighting the Knights of Ren, and she goes like this, hides the
that's
lightsaber,
dope.
and then somehow Kylo Ren gets his lightsaber, or the lightsaber that Rey gave him. He's like, "Let's dance," or something like that.
Okay, this is what I don't get about that scene, and this is when this might become lengthy, because wasn't the whole thing that Palpatine was behind Snoke and everything? That was just a puppet, basically,
Yeah.
and the whole the mind things that they were doing was not real.
It was Palpatine doing it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
how did they do the sword thing?
Even though it started off as fake, they actually connected to the Force.
Someone's
It's
typing
very
right
weird.
now. You idiots!
Yeah.
This is how they did it.
Like,
There's so many plot holes. There's so
I need
many.
to rewatch it because I think there's two good moments, two kind of cool, heartfelt moments. That scene where Kylo Ren throws his lightsaber onto the ocean, and then you see Harrison Ford coming
That's
back.
cool, yeah.
I like that. I like that scene. You know, father and son hugging.
Yeah.
Coming back together.
Even though I killed you. No.
Yeah, even though you.
But when
killed
has
me.
Star Wars not been about a dysfunctional family?
Yeah, facts. And also the scene where that scene where Luke is telling Rey that she trained, or I think Leia, I don't know who tells who, but it's basically them talking about how Luke and Leia practiced with the swords and the lightsabers.
And that's why
and
Leia
stuff.
was able to teach Rey, right?
A little bit, but it was also saying that Leia had a vision that she was gonna die from her son. So that's a sad little ending to it. Another heartfelt moment was when Palpatine's shooting Rey with the laser, with the electricity and the lightning, and she's blocking it, and then she hears the voices of Jedi that came before her.
Lando's inclusion was whatever.
Very minuscule. I thought I had a rating for this, but now I am not sure, quite frankly.
Well,
I don't think it sticks the landing. I really don't think it sticks the landing.
A trilogy conclusion? Nah.
So I think for the time being, I'm gonna give it a Saboba.
Once again, I have the same opinion. I was originally gonna do this anyways, but I think this movie is worse than The Last Jedi. I think it's, at least The Last Jedi tries to do something different. I don't know. It tries, and it fails, but it tries. To me, this movie is behind The Last Jedi. It's worse than Phantom Menace, and it is worse than Attack of the Clones. I don't give a fuck. It's worse than Attack of the Clones.
I don't think you're terrible for that take. Yeah.
That's maybe just what it is with Star Wars. I think Star Wars is always rooted in,
just like the Force.
Yeah, I think Star Wars literally just has to have balance. Like, you gotta get some good shit and then some dog shit. So, Rise of Skywalker, dog shit.
The carrot and the stick.
Yeah.
Do something big doo-doo this time.
Rogue One starts pretty cool. I love the intro of Rogue One. I thought it was really cool.
It's nice. It's a nice little intro.
Thought it shot pretty cool.
A different scope in the Star Wars universe, which now I think they've capitalized on that of, hey, let's have things set in the Star Wars universe, but in this time with the Imperial taking over. I like that. That's a good little setting. I think what it does really well is to capture that wartime in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're just an average citizen getting fucking pushed out of your home, or just seeing what the new order or the new empire is doing to your house. How they're implementing a shit ton of stormtroopers.
Oh, yeah.
How they're basically fucking over your small little section of the galaxy.
There's a small scope on something bigger. It's nice
and
to have that.
It does take place right after Revenge of the Sith and before A New Hope. So it's a nice, good time period.
Oh, yeah.
You can do a lot of things into it. For me, at least, the best scene of this movie is that hallway scene of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that in theaters and being at the edge of my seat because that was one of the few times that you actually got to see the menacing power.
Yeah.
You hear him slowly breathing and you see the rebels freaking out, being open fire. They just shoot.
That's gonna do anything.
They try to do whatever they can to survive. I do like in the clip where one guy gets thrown to the roof, and I do wonder what he was thinking. Like, okay, maybe I got off it kind of easy. He's just there on the roof, and then Darth Vader just slashes him in the back. Didn't forget about him.
It's that alongside that scene in Obi-Wan where he's fighting the Inquisitor, where it's like you actually get to see him use a lot of his power in like a modern setting with better CGI and stuff. So it's like,
effects,
damn, it looks good. Like it makes you scared of him. It's dope. Like you said, it's really good to see it on a smaller scope. I think it's a good movie. I think it's shot well. It's written well. I don't think there's anything that's like. There's no reason to not like this movie as a Star Wars fan.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't like Saul Guerrero. I don't.
Oh, really?
Anytime he's there is just okay. The situation just got worse because he's here.
Let me guess, he's gonna do something with his wonky eye.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I think I said it on Rogue One. I mean, good movie. I like it. You like it. What are you giving it?
I am gonna give it a Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
An A.
Okay.
Actually, no. Sorry. Clickbaited.
Oh.
I'm gonna give it a Grogu. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a Grogu.
I just won't give it Revenge of the Sith because I'm not in love with it. I think it's a good movie.
That's similar.
I'm just not in love with it. Yeah.
It's not the best, and it's not bad. It's not bad by any means.
No. Please don't take it.
A B is a B. You're passing. You're passing, bro. You're so good.
Do something big doo-doo this time.
Who are your people? I don't have people. Han Solo. That's an actual thing from the movie.
I know it is. How about this? I'm riding solo.
Oh man. Don't.
This is dope. This is Star Wars.
I'm Han Solo.
Yeah, Solo, Star Wars story came out in 2018. I don't think anyone was excited for Solo. They didn't really care for it. They said it's not Harrison Ford, so fuck out of here. I think Solo is my favorite, like outside of the main Star Wars,
like the
Skywalker.
The main Star Wars. I would agree too. Yeah, well, you got two options to really choose from in terms of movies, but I like this movie.
I like this movie too.
I like it. It's a new spin. I think a big critique of this movie was, he's not acting like Harrison Ford, which this is a young Han Solo, just doing his stuff, trying to get by with Chewie. I mean, how he meets Chewie, it's whatever. He does have that suave, that cockiness that Harrison Ford would have. I do like that aspect of it. We haven't even mentioned him, Donald Glover.
Yeah,
pretty good as Lando.
There was talks of him giving his own show or movie, right? At one point,
it got canceled.
I
do like even the relationship between this Han Solo and Lando, where he's like, I don't instantly like you right now. We're not best friends. You keep on calling me Han when it's Han. You do have this thing where I think Andor broke it, where you can't have a good Star Wars project without a lightsaber being into it.
Yeah.
But so they kind of do this thing where I guess that might be almost like an anchor, where yes, it's a Star Wars project, but they try, at the time at least, Andor kind of threw that away, and even Mandalorian season 1 threw that away. But for this one, Darth Maul shows up. Kind of cool, man.
I feel like you have to include, I know it would be nice to them not have to rely on those characters, but I feel like you have to.
It's a nice little, like,
stuff's going on. While Han's doing these things, stuff's going on. Like,
yeah.
This movie's good. I think it's fun. I think it's funny. I think that helps it for me. Give it an edge over Rogue One.
I would probably, if you gave me a limit between The Force Awakens, anything that came after that, I probably would rewatch this a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Out of those ones, I probably would. Then second would be The Force Awakens.
I'm gonna go ahead and rank this movie because I'm looking at it like I got New Hope and Return of the Jedi on here. For me, this will go behind my Force Awakens.
Okay.
And over my Rogue One.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am gonna give it an A. It's not. I'm gonna give it a lower A. It's not as good as A New Hope or Return of the Jedi or even The Force Awakens, but it's good. I like it for what it is in terms of somewhat new story with the character that we all know and love.
Yeah.
But I think what they do, the ambition is there. I respect that a lot.
For sure.
So I think for me, I'm giving it an A. If you disagree or even slightly agree with our takes, comment down below. We'll
Let
love
us
to
know.
hear. I'd love to hear from you guys. See how it goes. Let us know if you like these type of videos, this format format tier list, and we'll do more of them.
And that concludes the video. Please, once again, like, comment, and subscribe.
Comment, and subscribe.
It helps us
Always
a lot.
Always helps.
Yep.
Make sure to hit that notification bell to get notified anytime we drop.
And we'll catch you next time.
See you on the next video.
Hey. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. I knew you were going to say that.